Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a delicious dim sum feast. Check this out. So we have deep fried eggs tofu, which is right here, with mushrooms. We have steamed Shanghai pork dumplings, which are here. We have steamed buns, vegetable, which are here. I've never tried these. We have mini sticky rice right here, wraps, 2 of them. We have stir-fried beef flat rice noodles right there. And also we have spring rolls and sweet and sour sauce on the side. I hope you enjoy. Where do I start? Let's do the noodles. Also, did I bring a little plate? Okay, let's start with the noodles. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. Oh. I'm gonna open this up. Take it out. There we go. Also, we're going to have a little bit of a story time. So, let me try. I've never tried this before. It looks like it's not even cooked properly. Check that out. It's really good. Oh, should I dip it? I'm gonna dip it anyways. I love dipping anyways in everything. It's really soft. Well, so like it says in the title, it's about my roommate, what he did. And we still remain friends and everything. He sort of ruined an opportunity for us. Okay, so, check that out. No. That was a burst of flavors. I swear, it was so delicious. So we drove across Canada from Montreal to British Columbia. It was me, Charles, Brady, and I just call him my roommate, but my roommate, friend. I've known them for 16 years and counting. So when we drove across Canada, it took us some time. Me and Charles, we shared driving. Charles would drive a certain amount of hours. I would drive a certain amount of hours. My roommate He had his license, but he just didn't like driving. But he bitched and complained a lot. Let's just say that. Brady was amazing. So we finally arrived, you know what I mean, at our place, and we got settled in and stuff. And a few months had passed by, and I had a friend because I used to work in Montreal as a healthcare aid worker. So I had a friend that I was working with and working towards in Montreal to opening a private group home of my own. So he's training me and showing me all behind the scenes of what has to be done. This was in Montreal, but then we decided to move to Vancouver, well, British Columbia. I was excited about it because I was so looking forward to opening a group home. Long story short, he taught me as much as he can teach me in that short period of time. So, as we arrived in Nanaimo, we unpacked a few months later. Everything was working out. I found a job in healthcare, which they don't recognize my diploma from Montreal in healthcare here in British Columbia. And I still managed to find a job, which was good. And I was really happy that I did. I worked night shifts. I double dips. Which gave me some time to learn and understand how to do it, like, because it's a little bit different in Vancouver than it was in Montreal. There's some little extra things that you have to know. So I went online and I started trying to find how to register and open a private group home, right? So I finally got all the papers, which was like this thick. In that period of time, it was like a few months, and I was texting back and forth my old boss. Trying. And he was thinking about coming down to Vancouver, well, British Columbia. So we're talking, and I said, well, I was thinking of trying to open a group home, considering the fact that, you know what you're doing, and you've been doing it for many years, like 15 or 20 years, yeah. It would be good. He can help me fill out the application. Well, I mean, seriously. Fill out all the forms, and we can work together. So we were all excited about it, and so he finally decided that he was going to come to Nanaimo, because that's where we were living. I'll check that out. It would be too expensive for him to bring all his furniture and this and all his furniture, his cars, and so he sold everything to move to Nanaimo. I was a little bit like, hesitant on doing it because, I mean, to sell everything and move, you know what I mean? But he was determined, and so was I, because I really wanted to open this group home. By the way, that was delicious. Oh, tofu. So yeah. As time passed, like a month or two, I got out of my probation, because when you work, you're in a probation for a period of time. I think it was 6 months. So I got out of my probation. I had full time, and everything was perfect. And I took some extra shifts, day shifts, like early morning shifts, afternoon shifts, and just before night shifts. So that way I have the understandings of everything. I was so excited because, one, my friend is coming down and he has so much experience. Two, we worked amazing together. And I mean, it would be life changing opening a group home. Not only financially, but also in order to help people, right? Sorry about that. Speaking of the devil, he was just calling about because he's coming over for Thanksgiving. So what was I going to say? Okay, so he finally arrived at the house. Well, I was excited because he was coming, and he decided to make the decision that he was going to come all the way from where he was to Nanaimo, which was exciting because we got to work on it together. So he got his plane ticket. He arrived. We went to pick him up. He arrived late. He's never been to Vancouver or British Columbia or Nanaimo. So we arrived back at home. We had 3 bedrooms in our place. Well, in Nanaimo, we had the master bedroom, which had a bathroom in it, and we had our king size bed fit, thanks Jesus. We had a bedroom right across from us, which was my roommate's friend. He was sleeping. That was his room, and then downstairs in the basement we had another room. So that's where my friend, co-worker. Okay. To make it less complicated, let's call my coworker Mark and my roommate David. Okay. So Mark went downstairs, set himself up. You know, we had a queen size bed and everything. So, and then the next, he had a good sleep. So I'm not going to tell you day by day. So Dave was nice to Mark for a period of time, but that's the way he is. And then as it progressed and stuff, Dave would be dropping items in his room because Mark's bedroom was right downstairs. Dave and Mark was giving us rent for the, you know what I mean, for the rooms, which was good because we changed, because the windows in the front of our place needed to be changed. They were all old and we were getting mold on it, so we had to replace all that. So that came in handy. But Dave didn't like that. So Dave decided to start making more noise and more noise and more noise, and every week arguing and fighting between them both. Why? And so Mark finally came to me and said, you know what I mean, he's doing it deliberately on purpose, banging his feet and making so much noise. I confronted him and told him, we told him, and he still continued to do it. So at that time we were working on the papers and we're going through it. Like, the progress was going well, but the progress at home wasn't going well. Dave was jealous of Mark. So what happened? After a few months, maybe 6 or so months, Mark decided to move. After he traveled all this way, and he was pissed. We tried to work it out. We tried so hard. He made a decision where we have to make a decision between Mark or Dave. I knew Mark for a while. I knew Dave longer. So, and Charles decided that we should keep Dave instead of Mark. Like, you know. It was more because Charles didn't know Mark that well. Sorry, I'm getting confused. So, he went with Dave, which was a bad decision for us. But Dave was happy. I got him out of the house. So not only did we lose money for rent, but also I lost a partner, like business partner. And I lost a friend because we don't talk anymore. And yes, I know it's our final decision, and we did play a role in it. Like, we could have decided to get rid of Dave instead of Mark, but it's just how it went down. But that didn't stop Dave anyways, right? So Dave finally got him out. And I lost my chances of actually opening a group home, which you can make lots of money, and also you could change many lives as well. So I was really disappointed in that. So that was the story. Like I said, I'm not the best storyteller, but it is what it is, right? I mean, I still help. I still help Dave to this day. Well, you see, he's coming over for Thanksgiving. I don't know, it's just, I guess we known him for so long, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just, I'm a Cancer, so in my horoscope, so. The story is, you know, I mean, he came all the way here, spent a few, like 6 months, maybe a bit longer. I mean, sold all of his stuff and then left. And down the line, I found out, like, as he left, well, a few days before his father passed. So I don't know if it had something to do with that as well. But the way it seemed, it was more getting into arguments and fights. I just felt that was inappropriate thumbnail. Also want to be that jealous. You mean? I mean, we are close and stuff, but I mean, if I succeeded, don't you think I could have got him to work for me? Maybe. So that way he would always have a job. Or get him trained to be a manager. I don't know. Because he knows I always try to help him as much as possible, so. I really hope I start getting better at telling stories. I bounce around a lot, as you can tell. I was looking for that spoon. Just to give you a little bit of information about Dave. Before we even moved into Nanaimo, we were deciding to split the house 3 ways, so that way it would be cheaper and everyone can, you know, partake in it. So Dave decided to say, well, when we sell the house, because you and Charles are a couple, why don't we split the house 50-50? Where he gets 50% and we get 50%. Right there showed us his greed. So then we said, forget about it. No, we're going to do it on our own. I mean, who says that? 50-50? Just because I'm in a relationship when I'm paying a third, he's paying a third, everyone would be paying a third, and then he wants to get half. I think we just feel bad for him, and we try to help him as much as possible. We feel like, we're family, and despite the fact that we fight and argue, and he does these things, we'll always be there for him and always help him no matter what. I don't know. It's just who we are. Charles gave up on him because that's all he did was, when we sold from the Nanaimo and we moved to Tsawwassen. That's all he did was argue and fight. We fought a lot too, because that's all I did was try to help him and say, hey, try to find a job. Because when he moved from Montreal to Nanaimo, he was a massage therapist there, but it was only like 800 hours or something. But here it's 2,000. But same thing with my healthcare aid. It's not registered here. But when we got to Nanaimo, he was off work for 9 months. Which is fine, don't get me wrong. But he never tried to look. I found a job, I relaxed for a few months, like 4 months I think it was, and I found a job. I searched everywhere. I even went to a place because I had to redo my CV. And I did what I had to do, and I found a job in healthcare. And I know I said it before, but I got him the job. And he worked nights and I worked nights. He was in an easier house than I was. I was in the hardest house. He rotated. He had 2 nights in my house, the house that I was in, and 2 nights in an easy house. So, but he just complained and complained and complained. So then finally we sold our house, which took some time, and we moved, right? And since we moved, he hasn't had a job yet. So that's going on. It's been about 2.5 years. He hasn't found a job. I tried in Tsawwassen when we lived in Tsawwassen. I grabbed any job. Any job. I went to Walmart and worked nights. I worked there for about 5 months, and then we moved from Tsawwassen, and now we're here. So, but I tried to get him in. I said, here, apply for Walmart, it's a little bit easier. You can work nights, never did. And so we fought like so much. Every single day. Screaming, arguing, fighting. Me and him mostly. I tried to help him. I know there are some people, but screaming and arguing all the time. He kept on complaining how his money's going down. Kept on complaining about this, how he doesn't have a boyfriend. Kept on complaining about, but he doesn't go out and do anything. How he's gaining weight. Doesn't go out and work out. Just sits at home and does nothing, really. And watches TV. I know it's not like it's his life. But if I saw someone, anyone that was in a rut that I knew, or, you know, needed a little push, because that's what it was about, right? Needing a little push. But I tried to push, and I push, and I push, and I push. I don't push every single day, but I push. So it came to the point where we said, we're done. We're moving. You have to find a place. He's been living with Charles for probably 30 years. I think when he was 18 or something, it was the last time he had a place. So then he panicked and cried and this and that, almost like, you know, a child snapping his feet, crying, right? And I said, he goes, I can't get a place because I don't have a job. And I said, I've sent you jobs, even though I don't have to. I told you how to apply at Walmart, but you choose not to. A job's a job for now, right? And then when you start looking for houses and stuff, all the houses are too expensive. They're too expensive. I can't get a place. I'm going to be homeless. And I sent them on a regular basis 3, 4, 5 houses. Almost every other day. Some were pricey-ish, some were 900, some were 700 and something, some were whatever. I mean, there was a house that had everything included, and I think it was like $800 and something, so it was perfect. But yet he talked to the woman on the phone and she didn't speak English well, so he decided not to take it. I mean, seriously? I mean, now he's, you know, he landed on his feet. He found a place. You know. And he's still not working yet. Let's hope he does soon. This is a little story time from the past, so, you know, right now we're all good. I mean, we don't argue that much, but, you know, we help and get along. It's just a little story time. I hope you enjoy. If you're a new viewer, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications, alright? So, everyone have an amazing day. And I'll see you soon in my next video. Alright? Alright, bye for now.